Stop marketing at people. Tell a good story. Use mobile. These are some of the key messages that Rob Newlan from Facebook shared with us at the Facebook Africa Summit, held in Johannesburg. This is part 1. Part 2, equal value, lots of great campaigns. Stay tuned for that too.
Amazing time. I think we are super lucky to be living through this time creatively and for the industry, because we're at a point at which we're exploring what's going to happen, reshaping how creative arts are put together, reshaping the way in which we talk and engage with consumers. Because consumers have these amazing superpowers now. They have the ability to know everything, be connected to everybody at any place at any time. And we have this amazing burden then on the creative industry that we have to be super interesting for them. We have to make sure that what we're doing is equally or more interesting than anything else they can be doing. So I think the creative bar for us is super high. The creative potential is enormous. And I think we're just getting going. I would kind of give it a B or a C at the moment as far as what we're doing. But early on, right? Like these were the first ads on Facebook. So you look at there, it's for a Jewish summer camp. So I think this was like a few weeks in, and Zuck was trying to get a bit of cash just to see them through the summer. So that's where we started. It started with this banner, and then we moved to various different ad formats like this, all of which I'm sure you sat there and gone, that's super uninteresting, and I'm not sure what I can do with that creatively, and I'm not sure how much I want to engage. And I think there's just been this enormous shift forward from there, moving from that desktop world, moving to a mobile world, moving to a place in which it's all far more about the people who are there than the technology. Ironically for me, about to talk to you for about half an hour, I'll talk about still more, that's what you'll think at the end of this. But very much so, this is what my philosophy is. This is what I think and look at from the team's perspective is, we're moving from a place where there's an 18-month development cycle on creative, moving from a place in which we have to produce one piece of work and test the crap out of it, and then push it live, to actually being able to have this amazing reciprocity in which you can build things, put them out there, see how they're working, get a really good tone of how people are appreciating the work. I love the idea of actually getting out there and building more. That sits very closely with our engineering culture. But it's what I see sort of the really great creative work comes from, is people who are just doing stuff and not just talking and hypothesizing and writing yet another PowerPoint deck of what might be possibly going to be happening. We see a few shifts, so I'm going to just talk about this. So that if anyone sits there and says these are the top 10 things that you have to do to be successful on Facebook, ignore them completely because they can't be true. Because nobody can be writing that list because of relevancy, because what we're really focusing on is what's valuable for people's time. If you're scrolling through feed and they're looking at your brand, what are you doing for that moment? What are you doing to make sure that it's truly interesting and valuable for them? And people also talk a lot about time lengths and talk about videos should be very, very short, or it should be just like a snapshot of this. And again, I don't believe that's true either. Great work is great work, and great stories people want to watch and engage with as they always have done. But we have to just make sure it's of a really high quality, and we're really respectful. So this idea of stopping marketing at people, having them right just because they're sitting there in front of the TV, just to put work in front of them, I'm really thinking about what it is for them. And this sounds like what we've always done, right? We've looked at insights, we've looked at understanding people, and we've created work which really matters to them. I think there's been something that's slightly missing from the digital world. I think we've focused a lot on the novelty or the innovation and called that creativity, and I'm not sure it's true. I think creating great work, which sits at a core human insight, it matters to people, and comes from a place in which it's exciting for us to create great work around. That's what's good. That's what people expect. People don't just need something to be novel. Moving from this place in which, again, I think excitingly, we don't have to create universality. We don't have to create one TV ad. We don't have to create one universal insight across the whole of the target consumer group. Because, hey, they're not just mums, or they're not just dads, or they're not just millennials. They're people. And so we can break that down and start to understand the people behind this, and start to actually be able to get far more resonant and interesting insights. thinking about work that is going to be really hitting at people in a far more profound level than something which is kind of lowest common denominator because we have to create universality. Disruption to connection, and I think this is really important, where a lot of the work we've done and a lot of the work we've looked at around platforms has been how do we disrupt this, what can we do to screw around with this, what can we do to make it different. I've been asked to change Facebook every single possible colour you can imagine, and what can we do to rip it apart and do things differently with it. I think there's a difference here of using the canvas in a really creative, exciting, engaging way and disrupting people's experiences. In a feed-based experience, if you want to come and try and disrupt me, I'm either going to X you out and I don't want to ever see that kind of crap again, or I'm just going to whiz on past. And people's power to curate their feeds is going to become ever stronger, and it's really exciting that way because it means that we just have to be ever more relevant. And heavyweight to lightweight. Again, I think a lot of the stuff that we focused on, and I built loads of work, which is like this. I built a competition once for Guinness, which had something like 28 different microsites. It was amazing. You had to hunt across these microsites and look at it. And I think maybe 72 people did it. And it cost $1 gazillion to make. I won lots of awards from it. That was great. I mean, that's what matters, right? But ultimately, it was a big fat waste of time. Because we tried to have this thing, and I was so excited to say there was 10 minutes dwell time. I'm not sure that's what's right. Thinking about this appropriate experience, the appropriate amount of time, thinking what people want to do. Different people are going to want to do different things with you. So understanding this point, getting to this point where you're like, you know what, lightweight. It's okay if someone sees something for a few seconds and moves on. It's okay if you see something that looks like beautiful print work. It affects you the same way great print work always has. You don't need this enormous dwell time necessarily to demonstrate that it's good. And this final point about relevancy and reward. I've talked about relevancy, but I think reward is really important. Because it can be hyper-relevant, like timeliness or where you are on proximity, actually might not be very rewarding. So this point of reward I think is really interesting, because I think it pushes us as a creative industry. I think it pushes us to understand what people want from us. Creatively, that can be a beautiful film and something which moves our hearts and minds in the way in which great film has always done. Or it might be a beautifully well-targeted coupon in a time and a place for a person. So understanding value, understanding what that reward is, and it's everything in between, and how we can make sure creatively we're curating a beautiful story along that process is super important.